Hi, everybody. Betty McIntyre, your Director of Public Policy and Community Relations with the Arizona Commission for the Deaf and the Hard of Hearing. Here to provide you your video legislative update. We are more than halfway through the legislative session this year. End of session is April 20th, so we're about a month away. And this past week was the last week for bills to be heard in the opposite chamber. The only exception to that rule is the Appropriations Committee. And both the Senate and the House Appropriations Committee have full agendas scheduled for next Tuesday and Wednesday. And in particular, the Senate Appropriations Committee has a lot of strike everything amendments on their agenda. But let's talk about what's been happening these last couple of weeks. There were a lot of voter and election related bills that took center stage. The House Government and Elections Committee had so many election and government related bills, they had to meet 2 days this past week to get through all of them. So let's dig into a couple of those bills that we feel would impact you as a voter. You may recall us talking about Senate Bill 1713. That bill originally required early voters to include several pieces of documentation with their early ballot. This past week, Senate Bill 1713 was amended as a strike everything bill. Now, this bill requires voter to include a completed and signed affidavit that contains your date of birth and your voter registration number or your Arizona driver's license number. So if you do not know your voter registration number, you could include your driver's license number. But if you don't have your voter registration number or you don't have a driver's license, you would not be able to vote early. In addition, the affidavit is not completed, or if it's not accompanied with the early ballot, that ballot will not be counted. Any voter information that is missing must be corrected within 5 days in federal races or 3 days in local races in order for the ballot to be counted. Another bill that came to our attention was Senate Bill 1106. This is another strike everything bill. The original bill had to do with community colleges. Now, this bill is a voter bill. It directs the county recorder to cancel a voter registration status if they receive confirmation that a voter has registered in another county. Makes sense. However, this bill also removes the requirement that the county recorder does not have to contact the voter if the county received election mail as returned as undeliverable. In addition, 1106 states that you cannot forward a ballot to a person residing in another state, and if you do, it's a Class 5 felony. So that all of these create multiple issues that are concerning. For example, removing the requirement for the county recorder to reach out to a voter before canceling their registration. On the surface, you think, okay, that's fine. However, we all know that the post office is not a perfect system, and mail oftentimes does not get delivered to us and can be returned as undeliverable. So it's not a clear system. That's why that requirement was put in law in the first place. Second, the class 5 felony. Here's an example of what this could mean. If a parent who has a child going to college in another state, and that parent forwards on to their child their early ballot, that parent could face a class 5 felony for forwarding the ballot to their child, even if that child is still a resident of Arizona. So we have some concerns about how the practical applications of these bills are going to have on voters. So if you see problems with these bills, and if you want to take action and share your thoughts on these bills or any other bill, you can contact your state senator or state representative. We have a toolkit giving you guidance on how you can contact your legislator on our website. Let's go to ACDHH.org, click on the Get Involved tab, and look for legislative resources. And there we have the toolkit explaining how you can contact your legislator. We also had some other movement on a couple of other bills directly impacting the deaf and the hard of hearing and deafblind community this week. ACDH's Senate Bill 1092 passed Rules Committee. It passed out of the House Health and Human Services Committee last week, passed out of Rules this week, was placed on the consent calendar, which means that it's ready to go to third read in the House. So we anticipate that vote to happen next week. So please contact your legislators and ask them to support Senate Bill 1092. The other bill is HB 2863. This is the ASDB LEA bill. It was heard in the Senate Education Committee and passed unanimously. It did have a small amendment, and that amendment language covers ASDB for the 2021 school year as an LEA, a local education agency, and the district of responsibility for students that attend their campus-based programs, or excuse me, campus site-based. So that should go onto a Rules Committee agenda, and then also a Committee of the Whole agenda in the Senate, hopefully next week. And it looks like it's got full support as well in the Senate. So we're excited to see that move through. As always, if you have any questions on any piece of legislation, please contact us. We can be reached at info@acdhh.az.gov, or you can reach us through our email legislative policy updates that we post on social media on Fridays, or through email. So we look forward to talking next time about the state budget, and we'll talk to you soon.